Hidden Object Guru here, joined by.
The Gun Wrangler.
For more of our trip through the game Sniper Elite 3, and of course, chatting about things and to a lesser extent stuff. Uh, we got something major to announce this week. I believe you're never going to watch Star Trek Discovery again?
I've hit the breaking point. I can't. Ep- Episode 7 of the second season, I hit my breaking point. I said, no. No. You have
Just
damaged
stop.
my childhood sufficiently that I'm never going to watch it again.
So I'm trying to figure out what exactly the moment was that triggered you so heartily. Is it? Let me think. Maybe the scene where Spock's dad has been spending a month looking for him with psychic powers, and then it turns out he was literally just hiding in a cupboard 20 feet away.
Well, there's that. There's the fact that it's like, oh, well, you know, I mothered my child with Alice in Wonderland. I'm like, bitch, no.
I know. Oh God, doing the
That is
Alice in
the
Wonder-
most stereotypical
Especially
bullshit.
when they're like, don't you get it? We're clever now because of the Red Angel. Get it? Alice in Wonderland connection? Oh.
Yeah, I think that was about the breaking point, even
That was
though
pretty bad. Yeah.
beyond that, I was looking at stuff like, him just writing pi over and over again on a
Oh, I
wall
know.
with a rock. Because,
That's what crazy people do in fiction. Like,
yeah,
I don't know that it had anything to do with anything other than that's what crazy people do in fiction. They obsess over pi. Yay! Oh God, I still love playing on Sniper on the slightly lower difficulty levels so we can tag people. Tagging is such
But
a
yeah.
central part of the game. But yeah, I get it. Like, I get how you would be forced to stop. I did watch the episode afterwards, like the next episode.
and that's where you hit your breaking point.
Well, I'll explain why in a second, because there have been 10 episodes aired. You watched 7,
11.
I watched 8. Oh, 11 episodes. Oh, you're right, because one just aired, right. But yes, I watched 8, you watched 7, and I think it makes sense that we both quit, but when I get to telling you why, you'll understand even more. So, let's look at we took a trip back to Saru's home world for the first episode, and
Oh, it turns out he's not just the ultra coward, he's also an apex predator for no reason anyone can understand.
well, I think it's one of those. It's a what do you call it? Crocodile situation, where the baby crocodile is the most delicious most delicious and defenseless creature in the entire swamp is the baby crocodile. Oh yeah, I'm going on a tag frenzy, right? And so, but then when the crocodile grows up, it has no natural predators and eats everything with no trouble at all. I think that's the concept they're going for, where there's this race that starts off, weak and cowardly, and then grows up into monsters. And then the slime creatures that live on that planet were sick of being preyed on by the horrible monsters, so they had a revolution, which, honestly, I would love to find out how they managed their revolution. When you find out that they're all, creepy slime people and everybody else are super powered monsters.
Yeah, I got some questions about that myself.
How exactly
'cause
did they manage that revolution? Is there a generator around here?
There
There
is.
should be okay, there is. Because I got a sniper point, which is nice. Ooh.
Oh, I just iced the two guys down here.
Alright, so if you want
There's
to
a
hit that
guy
generator.
moving to your right, about your 2:30 o'clock.
Okay. If you want to hit the generator so I can start sniping people, that would be great. Because,
It's kind of in
masking.
an...
You can
There
just
we
shoot
go.
it.
There we
Yeah.
go.
All right. So yeah, I have so many questions about exactly how that happened. Like, I don't understand how they have completely... Like, one of the ones ended up as pre-medieval... what do you call it? Jungle people. Right? Just living off of fishing and getting sacrificed to a dark god. And the other ones ended up with spaceships. I'm like, Okay. That seems like a stretch to me.
Just a bit.
Yay! Nice. Oh, that didn't count as sound masking, apparently. I'm not sure why that didn't count as sound masking. I pulled the trigger just as I... Oh, I know what happened.
What?
I'm used to time slowing down when I go into focus time mode, a little. But because we're two-player, time doesn't slow down, so I didn't have as much time as I thought to destroy the tower. That's on me. I should have already been zooming when I knew it was going to happen, and pulled the trigger as soon as the sound masking started. That one's on me, but don't worry. We've got rifles. We're fine. But anyway.
Doing okay.
Yeah, so I honestly don't know how that, like, it did not seem super plausible. Also, there's this hilarious scene where they're like, a bunch of the enemy ships have shown up, and I'm like, they just got warped 20 years ago. There is absolutely nothing.
Why are we concerned about these assholes?
Yeah, their ship can do that you guys should be worried about. You guys have had warp for 150 years and gone through many revisions of both ship design and weapon design. These guys are not a threat, and the fact that the show is pretending that they are is kind of ridiculous. Okay, apparently you're bleeding out.
Yep, I got popped by a guy.
Yeah? And then I dropped my mouse. Sorry if that looked confusing, people. So yeah, like, I don't understand how the show can pretend these guys are a threat, where I'm like, yeah, that's not how technology works, guys. Alright, so almost there. Just gotta snipe the H out of this guy. Alright, I shot him in the hip, and he did die, so there's that.
There's a guy.
Alright, so how do I save you? I thought it was the other guy who shot you. I'm trying.
Left. Left.
No, I'm just gonna heal you first. It's faster. Right. So yeah, I don't get their technology level and why we're supposed to think of them as even like a threat in some sort of fantasy world. There's just no way these guys are threatening to our heroes. Yet we're like, and they're like, no, we've got to turn over. And I understand that they have to turn over Saru to keep them from just blowing up the planet, like blowing up all of his race on the planet. But at the same time, you know, if they're threatening to genocide the race on the planet, maybe just blow up their ships. You know? Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can just stop them from genociding the planet. Like, this is not a hard deal. First contact's fine. These guys have warp, and they're threatening to genocide an intelligent species. It's fine.
If anything, at this point, justifies use of force.
Yes. Exactly. It's the potential genocide of all of Saru's people. You know, which, by the way, that's not like a hypothetical. They've announced that's what they're going to do if they don't get Saru. So, like...
There's nothing unclear about this.
Yeah, they are being very open about their plans to genocide a planet. Yep. It is... honestly, I also don't super understand the motive of the aliens. Right? Because it's like, okay, well, we were oppressed. I mean, oppressors, like, turning around and genociding the oppressed turning around and genociding the people who oppress them. That's normal. That happens all the time throughout history. You know, like, that's just a completely average thing that is horrible, but, you know, totally historic. It has plenty of historical precedent, is what I'm getting at. What I don't get is this next step where they're like, okay, now we're going to transform them into a servitor race to worship us? And it's not like if they were exploiting them for something, like if they needed them to mine for them, that's what I'm saying. If they needed them to mine for them, something like that, I would get it. But it's like they were doing it just for irony? Like, is that what was happening?
I don't have a better way to, you know...
to justify their actions?
Explain them, to be frank.
Yeah, like, I guess they were doing it just for the powerful irony of these horrible monsters are now waiting on us hand and foot. It's just puzzling to me. I was baffled by that part of the story. So yeah, I don't think it's a great episode overall. And then Saru just gets superpowers,
For
and
reasons.
well, because he realizes he can use the superpowers now. Because to be fair, they had explained in the previous episode where he forgot to be scared all the time that he does have crazy amounts of strength. Like they did set that up last season. He is
Yes, I know. There's
shockingly
an
strong.
entire episode about it, remember?
I do.
Where he gets mind control. He's like, oh shit, yeah, by the way, I've got superpowers, and I just haven't been using them because I'm a dick.
Well, no, because he's a coward. He hasn't been, trying to do it because he's a jerk. It's because he's, such a weak and cowardly sort. But you are right. Like, it is. You feel like after he discovered he had those superpowers, he could have, employed them a couple of times since
At
when it would have
literally almost any juncture.
been useful. In the story. You're absolutely right. Like, I'm not going to argue with you on that point. There are plenty of times when his superpowers could have helped out, and he never bothered using them. Oh, God. Alright, he did die. While you were, someone was running up on you, and so I shot him, and I felt good, but then the guy you had been trading shots with shot me, and I felt less good. Oh, it shows me where your ghost is as well. Neat. Oh, right, because you can use the ghost to set traps, and so me knowing where your ghost is would be a very useful thing. God, they thought about so much in this game. Anyway, also, Saru proves to be a very bad manager because he lets Ash and the dog get into a fist fight.
Well, I'm going to point out he was a very bad manager from the get-go.
That's true. It's not like this is a new ability. Like, a new direction from him. But it's just like, no, step in. It's like, you're Starfleet. You have regulations about this. Let them sort it out is not a management strategy recognized by Starfleet, guy.
It's not a management...
By anyone. Well, no, Klingons. That's how Klingons run things. Like, let these guys fight it out is how Klingons run things.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah, Klingons. Probably Jem'Hadar. I feel like probably Jem'Hadar pull the same crap.
Like, we've got precedent for saying the Jem'Hadar did that.
Yeah, that's true. So, but I mean, by and large, this should not be how you're resolving conflicts in the world of Starfleet. I don't care how screwed up the situation is, that a guy got killed and came back from the dead, and the guy who killed him is now working there. Like, it's a screwed up situation, I agree, but fist fights are not the answer.
For once, violence isn't the solution.
Well, it shouldn't be, although according to the show, that does help them settle things. They do one interesting thing, which is this weird, like, what the Doctor is going through with the idea that trying to... Oh, so you're going to snipe from there and I'll move up? Yeah, that makes sense.
No, you can take this spot, because... Oh, wait, I see... Oh, wow.
Are there dudes? Oh, there are dudes.
Oh, there are a lot of dudes. Can you start marking them for me, please?
Where are they?
I need to range out. Nope.
Are they up? Are they down? Are they... Oh, there they are.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay. Damn it,
I shot a dude in shorts, and I don't feel bad.
No, you shouldn't. They're Nazis.
You're a man.
Fine.
You're a full-grown man wearing shorts.
They're Nazis. Whatever, however they dress, never forget that they're Nazis. So yeah, I think that there's... I don't know how they're going to handle it going forward, but I honestly believe there's something interesting in the idea of the guy coming back with all of his memories but none of his feelings. Like, that all of his memories are intact. He remembers being the same person, but he doesn't have raw emotional connections to anything. And as they're saying, something tastes good, but if your taste buds aren't making an emotional connection to the time in your life that you first found out about that thing and why that comfort food is comforting, you're not going to care about it as much. It's just going to be a food that maybe tastes good, or maybe the food doesn't even taste that good. It's just you had a good connection to it. So I think that's an interesting idea, and I don't trust the show at all to explore it in an interesting way. But they are at least capable of coming up with interesting ideas.
I think it's more the follow-through. They have interesting ideas, but you know,
Yeah, their
it's
follow through
okay
has
to
always
see a
suffered.
moment of weakness from your favorite characters,
Yeah,
but literally everyone is just a fucking disaster
all the time.
all the time.
So let's move on to, and I'm trying to remember what was the plot of 6, because 5 was Saru's planet, 7 is they find Spock. What the hell happened in episode 6?
Nothing worth noting, to be honest.
Oh my god. Wait, you hold on one second.
Yeah, sure.
Like it's
All right.
it's bad that neither of us can remember the plot of an episode of television we just recently watched.
Yeah.
But it's like, because I remember, like, there's 3 of these 4 episodes that I can tell you everything that happened in. Although now that I say that, maybe the fist fight happened in episode 6? But it's like, what was the major plot of episode 6?
I'm actually looking it up.
Please look it up.
because-
Let's take a moment. You look it up for me while I climb this ladder. Because I need to know what happened in that episode now.
Like, I feel so bad for Anson Mount.
I know. Well, we'll get there. Because the episode you missed, well, I'll tell you when we get finished talking about the terrible Spock episode. All right, so what happened in episode 6?
Is the episode we're talking about.
Oh, okay. All right, good.
5 is we're rescuing Tilly.
Okay, no, all right, then, thank God. Okay, I was worried we were talking about 4 episodes, and I had forgotten one. No, it's fine. We haven't forgotten any episodes. Let's continue. So, just tag, yeah, and then the Doctor comes back. All right, so there you go. So, episode 7, things, like you say, she goes to look for Spock on Vulcan, and yeah, that is where Spock was. You know, surprise, surprise. Well, she's looking for help, but it turns out he was just there. And we get all of this. Like, first off, you know I can't take this beard. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we have extensively discussed Spock's god-awful hipster beard. And how...
It's not even hipster beard. It's like, I
Mental
remember when
patient
I was
beard.
14 and I had that beard.
Oh, God. You know, the can't grow a beard mental patient beard. You know, that beard. But it's like, wow, you just can't hit this guy.
Yeah,
This is
watch out.
terrible.
There's another one at the,
Yeah, I
up
see
the
him.
stairs. Wow.
It is okay. I give up. Just kill the guy who's getting close. There, he's dead. Finally. That was ridiculous. We couldn't hit a thing. But yeah,
All right.
like the beard
You
looks
take
terrible.
the left, I'll take the right, or
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Yeah, you go up the stairs. I'll move through the courtyard. All right.
Yep.
Down and down. All right. So yeah, but it's amazing how they get into that terrible Alice in Wonderland stuff, and you're like, as you say, it is the most cliched thing they could have done, and you don't care at all. Oh, I had to teach him from Alice in Wonderland because he, there was a sniper.
because he couldn't actually comprehend anything ever.
I know.
Otherwise.
Oh God, you need
And it just
you need
ruins-
Alice in Wonderland as a framework to understand how weird the world is. I'm like, oh come on. I am trapped in what some have called a zone of death.
How
You can
bad?
help me
Oh
out.
wow.
Yeah, it's not going well.
I'm
I don't know that you can help me. I
gonna make the
appreciate
effort.
the effort. Come on, you got this. Let's
I'm
run
getting
through this door right
Full
here.
of holes.
There's a door right here we should just run through. I assume there's going to be no one inside.
I got my Thompson out. I'm okay.
Me too. Well, I got an MP40, but same deal. But yeah, just like going to that as the touchstone for weirdness that everything always does. And I'm like, I've long since given up on the idea of, isn't it nice when people in fiction, it's set in the distant future, read fiction from the future? I mean, and the weird part is, Star Trek has actually done that a number of times.
It's actually
what do
not
you-
the best example I give.
Oh no,
Um,
yeah, other places have done it too. No, I'm just saying it's weird for me to complain that Star Trek doesn't do that when Star Trek has in fact done it a couple of times.
Fair.
Yeah, but anyway, you were saying.
I would say the best example of
People having their own popular culture in sci-fi.
probably the original Deus Ex.
That's true. They
had
did do a lot
really
of that,
good-
didn't they?
They had
Yeah.
some actually really excellent science fiction.
In that world.
Yeah. And it's just like lying around. You're like, oh wow, this is actually
Yeah, it's like all of the books, all of the wonderful books in Skyrim. Like when someone actually puts in the effort, it's kind of a pleasure to see.
oh
Oh God damn it!
ow.
I'll be right there. I saw that there was a guy up top who might be shooting at you, so I looped around behind and shot him in the back, but it was too late. You had already been hit. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
But
It's just
yeah,
my spinal column.
it's just. I see why, just as a fan of the show, as a fan of. Where are you?
I'm like up on this little catwalk.
Yeah, but how did you get there? Is there a ladder here, or?
Yeah, there's a ladder in the
I
interrogation rooms.
Oh, in the interrogation rooms. Okay. So I'm interrogation room 1, interrogation room 2. I'm having real trouble finding this ladder. I'm going to be honest with you. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, I got it. 14, 13. This is bad. This is really bad. 10.
And then the
9.
amount of I'm right over here.
8.
Yep, you found me in the nick of time. Also,
Oh my
there's a
God,
lot
3,
of
2.
guys.
Yeah, let's get back inside now. Jesus.
Deuces. We out.
2 seconds left. Oh my God. All right, if you want to snipe him from here, I'll try and get another
Oh,
angle
shit,
on him.
I
From the
threw
other.
a
That
grenade
was a
back.
grenade. Oh, that was you. Okay. I thought someone might have snuck up on us. Sneaked up on us? You know what I'm trying to say.
Oh no,
Oh.
wait, it's dynamite.
Dynamite. Nice. That means you can pick it back up, right?
Yep.
Nice.
Now, what
All right,
is
so I'm just
my?
going to heal myself up because I'm in a bad way. But yeah,
I forgot what the key for inventory is.
it's Q for the inventory radial and F for using the inventory.
Okay.
All right. Back upstairs. All right, so I'm going back upstairs in the medical building. Yeah, I think you're right that it's so cliche and so flat, and you just left thinking, ugh. Like, I've seen this done so much better so many other times. Can you not give us something different and original? Like, try to make a change, guys. I'm not saying it has to be the best thing, but oh wow,
It needs
this is
to be
bad.
a thing.
It has to be a thing, not the thing I've already seen 50 times. Oh, this is terrible.
Like, because Alice in Wonderland is basically the ultimate in low-hanging fruit.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone knows that reference. That's right. I blew up a truck. Did it actually kill somebody in the truck
Oh,
explosion?
it killed like 3 people.
Oh, okay. There you go. Truck explosions are kind of the best.
Yeah.
He's shooting at you, and I incapacitated him. Nice. But yeah, so to go there is kind of annoying, and the fact that the Red Angel gives us there. Oh, and we found out, the one big thing we found out, of course, is that the Red Angel is a human time traveler in power armor, who is going back to change the past because AI is going to destroy all of humanity. Well, in fact, all life in the galaxy. They're doing a Mass Effect Reapers type of situation, that an AI is going to show up and just wipe out all organic life if the Red Angel doesn't do something to stop it. And we saw that, very AI in a scene that was so similar to a scene from the Matrix that you're like, I feel like they could sue over this.
Let's go back to the fact that Star Trek is actually being sued at the moment.
I know. Yeah,
Not
watch that
just
video
sued.
you sent me.
Sued successfully.
It's bad. Like when you find out that that the original, that Brian Fuller did have a tardigrade on the show, but it was just like a character on the show, and essentially their Chewbacca who worked in the engine room.
Yeah.
But the way they took it is exactly the same as this video game. Yeah, I watched that video you sent me, and that's uncanny. It is crazy how similar that is. But yeah, like, they do a scene that is basically just a scene from The Matrix where they're being attacked by tentacle monsters. Robot tentacle monsters, and they have to, do a thing to make them go away. And I'm like, wow, you're just watching this scene from The Matrix, and it makes me so sad, because, come on, guys, you're Star Trek, you're supposed to be better than this. Alright,
Like-
so, yes?
Here's the thing.
Yes.
Every first season is going to be, a
People
show
finding
its
their
feet.
feet. Yeah. Not every first season. I've been rewatching The Mentalist, and that show was it's unusual because that show had from jump like a concrete idea of what the show was, and it was already great to start with, and it never changes its format like a tick. Because right from the start of the show, they're like, we know exactly what the show is. We are confident it's a good show. We're just going to make the show. And they kept doing that for 7 years. And they didn't change up the format until the final season, when the plot developments necessitated changing the format slightly. But yes, most shows spend the first year figuring out what the show is. You're absolutely right. But this is what they landed on...
That said, the second season is generally much better.
Usually, yeah. I don't know that that's the case this time.
In this specific case, this is one of the few times where it is actually significantly worse.
Yeah. I mean, that can happen. That weirdly, you know where that happens? And this is a thing, I think that the idea that the second season is usually improvement and the first season is a show finding its legs, that used to be how TV is done. Now how TV is done, usually the first season is the strongest, and the second season is when it all goes to hell. And there's actually a reason for that. I have a theory about this that I will share with you. Which is now, right, it used to be when they aired shows were essentially, they were not made in concordance or agreement with the fans or anything, but the shows happened over the course of a season, and people were responding to it and watching it in real time, and the people making the show were figuring out what the show was, along with what the fans wanted the show to be. Now what happens is, you make a season of television, a whole 13, 16, whatever episodes of television, right? You make the whole thing, and only after it's done do people watch it, right? And so you don't have this this back and forth. And I think what's happening, and I could be wrong about this, but I suspect what's happening is that, like, you spend 3 to 4 years working on that first season of television, right? Getting that season of television rock solid, as good as you can. And so you get all these cable shows with amazing first seasons, right? And then what happens is, and this is the counterpart situation, I truly believe, after spending all of those years figuring out exactly what the first season is, you then have 3 months to come up with a second season.
Now...
And that's second season, but the problem is, the 3 months you have to come up with the second season, you are digesting everything...
all the criticism.
Exactly. All the criticisms, all the praise, everything. You are digesting that as you're coming up with what the second season is supposed to be, and you only have 3 months to do it in. That made me weirdly happy. Oh, of course that was me. Reinforcements arrived, and I happened to walk out of I walked out of the prison cell. There was a rocket launcher in front of me, and there were reinforcements walking up. Yeah, that was me.
Well, I just, rolled out of, the prison tower. I'm like, oh, everything is blowing up.
Well, no, and I think there's a chance my theory might be correct, simply because, all of these other shows, historically, they had the whole first season to figure out a relationship with their audience and figure out their characters. Right? They had the whole first season to do that. Well, by the second season, they're getting into a groove. Not always, but generally that's how it worked. Whereas now... you only find out if people liked your show. You don't find out if people liked your show until it comes out, and you don't get to start making a second season until you find out that people liked your show. So it's a kind of crazy tension that I don't think existed historically in television, right? And I think it's killing a lot of shows. I mean, look at the disaster that was season 2 of Stranger Things.
Or, Marco Polo.
Or Marco Polo. Or what we want to love Counterpart. Look what happened to Counterpart in season 2.
Oh.
You know? It's tragic, but it happens to so many shows. We're keeping our fingers crossed it doesn't happen to Barry when it comes back this week.
Yeah.
Apparently we have to defend this guy via sniping prowess. Alright, well, I'm not hitting anything. This is bad.
Can you
Right.
mark them?
Yeah, I'm gonna try marking some dudes. Hold on. There we go.
Got him.
Alright. Wait, I got somebody... Oh, you already had him. There's a guy back there, guy over here. Lots of guys charging up, as you can see. So yeah, it's frustrating, because I think shows have this potential. That they have this potential to be so much more, and they're not getting a chance to, because they don't have time to figure out what their next season is. Weirdly, that's why I like what Fargo does so much. Like, he does a season of Fargo.
Each thing is self-contained.
Not only self-contained, but he goes away, and he thinks about it for a year before he brings back another season of Fargo. Like, the self-contained is good, although they all tie together quite neatly. There are recurring characters, and it all fits together, but it's not the same story being told every time. It's different stories in the same world, and some of the same characters show up. But more importantly, he'll, like, go away for an extra 6 months and, like, okay, well, what should the next season be? And he'll think about it, and he'll completely think it through, and only when he's done do we get another season of Fargo. Like, we got no idea. Like, people liked the third season of Fargo. I really liked the third season of Fargo.
Me too.
Oh, God, that one scene when Ray Wise shows up made me as God? Maybe? Such a great scene. Having maybe God show up in a bowling alley. Such an amazing show. But anyway, I loved Season 3 of Fargo. When he figures out what Season 4 is, I'm sure I'm going to love Season 4. But it's a question of him taking the time to figure out what the show is and what he wants to do with it. And I really respect that. And I have every reason to believe it's going to continue being solid in a way that is the best shot I've ever done. In a way that many other shows do not, like, live up to. Wow, we executed those guys.
Yeah, that was
brutal. Like,
that was
4 shots,
I would
4
qualify
dead
that
guys.
as not even fair.
No, it's like 150 meters out, 4 shots, 4 dead guys. I'm out of bullets.
There's an ammo spot behind
There's an
us.
ammo crate? Okay, you keep shooting. So yeah, now I'm just going to briefly tell you what the episode you missed was about, and then you can be glad you missed it. So, as you remember, Spock's brain is broken. Right? Spock's brain is broken, he can't think, and they're like, who on Earth can fix this guy's brain, get this guy's brain right? And Captain Pike is like, well, I know one guy who can do it. And that is right. His idea is, take him to see the big brain monsters on Talos 4.
What?
Yup.
That makes literally no sense.
The episode is all about going to visit the big brain monsters on Talos 4.
You mean the ones that crippled Pike?
No, they didn't cripple Pike. He gets crippled in an accident, and then he goes back to live with his psychic wife on Talos 4 in the menagerie. So yeah, that is, yay! Take that, truck. Oh,
yeah, I
like
think
going
he's
on
okay.
trucks.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
he's
got
fine.
four at the bottom of the hill.
him.
1.
Damn it! Where's the 4th one? Oh no, maybe you already killed him. So yeah, he's like, let's go. And in kind of a fun thing, they're like, the episode starts with previously on Star Trek, and it's clips from the cage.
That's upsetting.
It's upsetting, but it's also fun. Like so it's like real Spock, real Pike, real the weird brain guys. Like they just show it as it actually was. They don't sweeten it. They just use the remastered versions that Paramount made for streaming services 5 years ago, and it's just footage from that to get you on board. And I'm like, yeah, it completely flies in the face of everything we go into the next scene, but I didn't find it to be unpleasant discordancy the way I have found so much to be unpleasant in their new version of these worlds. So
Okay.
I will say that I had fun with that one element of the show. It's not a great episode, but I will have fun. So basically what happens is, they go...
Shot low. Yep.
Yeah, I shot really low. I hit him in the ankle. I got a close-up of it. So Section 31 wants to just rip all the information about the Angel out of Spock's head, which will kill him. But they're like, there's a better way, let's go to Talos 4. And so they go to Talos 4. And the trade is, we love, as we know about the Talosians, that's right, I remembered what they're called. The Talosians, they love information, they love learning about human interaction, like that's their whole thing, right?
Yeah.
They don't have emotions or lives anymore, so they enjoy learning more about experiences. And so they're like, the deal is, we'll fix Spock's brain, but you have to get us, let us into this emotional trauma that we've been hinting at for the whole season. It's like, why does she and Spock never talk? Blah, 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 blah. We didn't kill the officer. How did we not kill the officer? I killed so many people.
We killed a lot of people.
I killed 53 people in this mission. How many did you kill? It says on the
killed
screen.
41 or something.
That's crazy. Anyway. Do you know what I love about this game? This whole series?
It might just be assassinated the officer. It wasn't that we didn't kill him.
I did
we
walk
didn't kill
up
him
and
quietly.
I did empty half of a magazine of an MP40 into the guy. So that was part of it. That might have been part of it. What I do love about this game is that every game in the series is about a different what do you call it? No, not well. Yes, that, but also about a different high-tech sci-fi Nazi weapon. And they're not, because the first one was all about V2 rockets. Well, no,
Yep.
The first one, the original Sniper Elite, was about stopping the Russians from getting nuclear scientists and getting the bomb. And I'm like, yeah, that happened anyway, thanks. So when they redid it as V2, they're like, it's about V2 rockets, this scary sci-fi invention. This one is all about the Rata, the land battleship. Right? The fourth one is all about the jet super bomber that could fly from Berlin to drop bombs on London in like an hour.
Yeah.
Right? And so every single one has been about a different super weapon and a different theater of war, and I've loved that about it. Like it's such. Oh, and here's a fun part. In the bonus missions, the co-op missions of 4, there's a mission about the Goliath self-rolling remote controlled bomb. Anti-tank
These are
bomb.
so weird.
I know.
Like
it's
the
a
Nazis
Roomba,
had
but it
all
blows
this
things
science
up.
fiction technology
I know. It's so
that
crazy.
like we're currently using today in different forms.
I know. It's so weird that it's like, yeah, no, that's the thing they're using to the remote bombs. That's a thing they really do today. It's so crazy. Like
Well, that's how they killed the Houston shooter. They strapped.
they rolled a bomb in there. Yeah. They just they set up a bomb on a robot. They rolled it and they just blew him up. It was so crazy.
Well deserved, but
No, I'm not saying he didn't have it coming. I'm saying that's just a crazy thing for cops in America to do.
yeah.
All right. Give me 1 second. So I will say the episode has the one positive thing I'll say about the episode. I'll tell you the worst part about the episode in a second. I'll tell you the one positive thing is it finally gives Anson Mount something to play. Because he doesn't go with them to start with, right? And he doesn't immediately go with them to the planet, because they've got to go and distract Section 31, lead them on a wild goose chase while they have time on Talos 4. But, and this is a nice piece that they put in to explain the events of the menagerie, and why Spock does what he does after Captain Pike is crippled. So, essentially, they say that he never lost his Talosian-created psychic link with his, fake bride on the planet. So, for the whole rest of his life, this character has, felt this connection to her. And never forgot, and always been longing for this complete link that they had in the cage. Right?
Okay.
And so you get scenes where he psychically talks to her and blah, 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 and it gives him something to play, and more importantly, it really does sell the idea that like, he had to leave her. He has a duty to Starfleet. He has a duty to his crew, blah, blah, blah. Like, he couldn't stay with her on Talos 4, which he might have wanted to do. And you totally understand that, well, yeah, after he's been crippled and he can't do the job anymore, obviously Spock would have to take him back there. And so it adds as a midpoint in the... Like, it does successfully function as a midpoint in the story between the cage and the menagerie. Like, because it lets you into Captain Pike's head in a way that you don't get to really do in either of those episodes. Because in those episodes, he's just a beeping box. He can't talk about what he thinks or feels. The only thing we know is stuff that is said about him and what happens in the flashbacks, right? So I will say that they succeeded in doing this midpoint thing. Like, so, and I'm not saying it's great. I'm not saying it's the best thing Star Trek has done or blah, blah, but it works. Like, it fundamentally does work. Then, what happens so fundamentally doesn't work because they're like, so they're building up all season. Why won't they talk to each other? Blah, 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 blah. Right? He saved her life that time from a crazy Vulcan beast, but now they're all estranged. What is the story there? And the story there is, like...
they're not, in fact, estranged.
No, they are estranged. They're estranged, but, like, the story is, it's so ridiculous. The story is, well, she knew that Spock was going to keep getting punished, right? Keep getting punished because the Vulcan the Vulcan, not separatists, but, the guys who think Vulcan is damaged by being exposed to non-Vulcan influences, who they covered in the first season, right? So she's like, because I'm there, right? He is going to continue being, like, tormented because I'm there. So when she leaves, she's like, you're a filthy half-breed, and I never liked you, and blah, blah. So she just says all to him all the stuff that all of the Vulcans say to him anyway. And I'm like, that's it? That's the big reveal? She was, like in White Fang, a dick to him so he wouldn't be sad when she went away? That's it? You've been building up, like, half a season of content for the most limp reveal in history?
Limp
what is happening? But that's the show. Like, that's the show. They can't just make a Star Trek show about professionals having adventures, but they don't have the wherewithal to do the interesting drama either. And when they try to do, like, edgy drama, it just gets ridiculous. Because here's how the episode ends. Captain Georgiou, the Empress, is like, yep. I want to be running this ship now, right? Head of Section 31. Because if you don't let me run this ship, well, head of the captain of the ship anyway. I'll tell what do you call it? I'll tell Michael Burnham that it was a Section 31 operation to create internal stability issues on Klingon that led to her parents getting killed. I'm like, okay, do it. Who cares? Like, how is that a threat? Michael Burnham is not an important person in the world of Starfleet.
In fact, one might say that she's the opposite of an important person.
She's kind of an embarrassment to Starfleet, who gets kept around because she's useful in certain situations. Well, no, I mean, in the first situation, she was useful because the guy from the Mirror Universe, Jason Isaacs, was romantically obsessed with her, is why she gets kept around. And in the second season, she gets around because she's related to Spock. I'm like, she's not an integral part of Starfleet, and finding out that her parents were murdered by a Starfleet operation to create divisions on Vulcan, I'm like...
That's not even it, though, because it's like, okay... Her parents were murdered by the results of this operation.
Yeah.
Which, realistically couldn't have been foreseen.
Well, we don't know the full story yet. But they're just saying, all we learned was that Section 31 was responsible for her parents' death. And we don't know whether they planted the bomb in order to create additional division, divisions, or they just like encouraged the separatists to do this stuff. We don't actually know whether they literally planted the bomb or not, but again, I don't understand how Michael Burnham finding that out is a danger to anyone. You know, like I don't see the problem created by that. Because, like you say, she's not an important character to anyone but being the main character of the show. Like, no one is worried about what Michael Burnham thinks.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting a phone call. Sorry. While we were paused, I got shot.
Spinal column. Wow, you're clear across the map.
I am. It's ridiculous. I thought we would pincer them, but I didn't talk to you about that, which that's on me. Yeah, I'm hiding in a cubby hole. Hey, you blew up some AA guns. Nice. I've shot a bunch of guys in the head, but yeah, they got us. That's on me. We'll stay together this time.
Yes.
Let's just load that last save. But anyway, but as you were saying, she's just not that vital a character in the world of Star Trek.
She's the merger of two separate characters, and both of them suck.
Jesus. I'm not going to debate that, but ouch. Oh, it's so frustrating to watch, though. It really is, because you get all of these characters being like, but what if Michael Burnham finds out? I don't know. I mean, nothing happens?
It's like, oh, what happens if Wesley Crusher finds out? Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, like, I mean, probably nothing. I feel like there will be no consequences if she finds out. Like, she'll
Not only
tell
are there no
Captain
consequences, you've done the world... Oh, testicle shot. Nice. You've done the world a service by harming Wesley Crusher.
Jesus Christ. Always the Wesley hate. But anyway, I understand it. He was not a well-handled character. And let's just leave it at that. So yeah, it's very frustrating. Really bothered me. But yeah, that's where the episode ends. So you get this you get a legitimately nice stuff for... Right, you get this legitimately nice stuff for the captain, right, and his Starfleet / Talosian bride, and like so you got this nice stuff on one side, and the other side you got all the Michael Burnham stuff, which is just garbage.
Just straight up garbage.
Just straight up garbage. I have no idea where you are. Have you set a bomb on this AA thing, or?
No, I'm actually up in the tower right now.
Okay, well, I'll set a bomb on this, and then you cover as guys approach to check on the bomb. I think that will work great, except I don't have any bombs. So maybe I can blow it up with a grenade. Let's find out.
Yeah, I'm going to move down towards you.
Masher. Okay. I didn't think it was going to blow up instantly, so now I'm in a lot of pain. So, we did also watch a movie this week, and that is Triple Frontier, which is... Was it the whole thing that it was the biggest budget Netflix movie?
I think so. It has, like, brand name actors and...
Like, legitimate actors in a big action... Well, big-ish action movie. It was not as big an action movie as I was expecting.
It wasn't even an action movie, to be honest.
Barely, yeah. Like, it's barely an action movie. There's like, 2 action scenes?
And even
it's
then...
mostly just a drama. Even then, they're, like... Very anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of build-up and tension, and yeah, these guys are clearly just guys who know what they're doing, and they're never in a huge amount of danger, except weirdly, when some mountain farmers chase them down.
Yep.
Which I found a little strange. But okay, so the premise of the movie is a bunch of guys... decide they're going to rob and murder a drug kingpin with the worst guarded fortress you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
I've never seen that...
uniquely awful.
Poorly... Yeah, it is uniquely poorly guarded.
This guy just basically...
Like, he lives in this shack...
In the middle of the jungle.
In the middle of the jungle with, like, 5-foot fences all around it, like 6-foot fences all around it.
Like, terrible fences.
Even within the walls, it's like, even within the walls of the place, the Right?
The amount of guards is
Yeah, there's like 5
strangely
guys.
low.
There's like 5 guys. Oh, well, his whole family's at church. Yeah, but he's still there, and there's $300 million in the building. So even if his family's at church and 7 of the guards are with them, you should have more guards here.
If
to,
you have $300
keep an eye
million
on your $300 million
on hand,
yes.
you can afford more guards.
Oh my god. And beyond that, right, even within the walls of the place, there are plenty of overgrown trees allowing guys to sneak around. I'm like, guarding number 1 is clean sightlines. Like, that's job 1 if you want to guard a place. You have to be able to see things. And they're like, oh, these guys are so bad at security, they say, that the cameras aren't even pointing at their blind spots, their weak spots. And I'm like, well, that's kind of what makes them weak spots, guys. But more importantly, I don't think the cameras can do any good because there's frigging big bushy trees everywhere inside the facility. Like, I can't imagine how this place is even guardable. Oh, it was...
It really isn't. That's what it breaks down to. Because...
They're literally, and this is crazy, they are able to walk
right the perimeter.
Up. Yeah, the whole perimeter without anyone noticing them. Like, they just, like, crawl through the jungle right up the line. Now, I've never built a place to be guarded, but I've seen prisons, and generally, prisons don't have, trees going right up to the fence of the prison. Generally, you'll have the building, you'll have the courtyard around it, you'll have big-ass walls and fences, and then outside the big-ass walls and fences, you'll have
nothing.
Clear-cut 300 meters out, right?
Yeah, you might have a highway.
Yes, you might have a highway, but that will be it. On every side, it has to be completely clear-cut, so people can't sneak up on you, and so people can't get away. Like,
well,
this guy
if you're running into traffic to get away...
Yeah, that's true. Oh, no! I'll be right there.
Oh, by some...
I will be right there. Just try to try to shoot him with your well rod and
no idea where this guy is.
Okay, is he sniping you or?
He must be shooting me like directly in the legs, and I'm like leaning the wrong way.
Oh, I hate that. All right, I'm almost there.
Yeah, he's.
So this time it was you who was 100% on the other side of the map.
Yeah.
That's fine. Seriously, where is he shooting from? Because you're lying at the edge of a tower.
Yeah, he's shooting me like
oh
in
my
the
god,
leg
okay, there he is.
19, 18.
Can I heal you from down here? Alright, hold on. That's right, I climbed up to heal you.
Thank you.
It was clever, because, he shot me when I tried climbing the stairs. I'm having real trouble finding this guy. And he's shooting me! Who is this character?
Oh, he was camouflage, he was on top of that arch.
Oh, okay, he was one of the camo snipers. I love those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're legit hard to see, especially in the airfield level, which I don't know if is next or soon, but it's an amazing level. I love the airfield, because it's like these giant 200-meter sight lines, and there's snipers hidden in the mountains, and such a good level. But anyway, so yeah, I feel like everything about the job they have to do is way too easy.
Yeah, it's easy mode.
Yeah.
It is straight up easy mode.
Like, they get through these guys with no trouble at all. And then they're like, okay, we gotta get in and out in 15 minutes, and then they stay too long to get all the money. And then 8 more guards show up and they shoot them just without any trouble at all. I'm like, oh, I thought a complication was really gonna like amp up the stakes or something, but no, they just execute the next 8 guys too. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, like, I can understand that these guys have been killing people most of their adult lives.
That's true.
Okay,
yeah,
they're really quite good at this.
Yes, and as much as there are some pros, like ex-military pros, on the side of the drug kingpin, they're not on the same level as the stuff that these guys are doing.
Yeah.
And what bothered me there is, so there's this strange sequence where they're like, here's our plan. We go in, we kill the drug kingpin, We steal all of his money, and then we leave. There's only one body getting dropped. And I'm like, okay, that's a perfectly good plan. But then they start talking about how they're going to, as part of leaving, they were planning to burn the whole house down. And I'm like, and they make it sound like that was always the plan. And I'm like, yeah, there's a bunch of unconscious and tied up guys in the house. Were you planning to burn them to death with the house?
Well, that was actually brought up because the dude from Narcos goes through the house and just executes everyone.
Yes, I saw Pedro Pascal just goes and shoots the guys before setting them on fire. And I'm like, was that the plan all along or not? Because if you're planning to burn the place down, you should have dragged those guys outside first. But then they're like, no, we should just kill everybody. And I get why they killed everybody, but oof. Yeah, it is. And I gotta say, if this if you look at it as a Magnificent Seven type, which it really isn't the same kind of thing, but like, I think Pedro Pascal does a good job of being the Robert Vaughn character in that. The one of them who's haunted and not quite ready to do this again.
Yeah.
Like the guy who's least comfortable. Yay! Long-range sniper shot. That made me so happy. That was only 135 meters, but I was very happy to have taken out the sniper. But yeah, like, I think
the guy
Pedro
who's
Pascal...
least comfortable just icing people for no reason.
Yeah. Like, and so, of course, it has to be him who goes back and shoots the people with this resigned look on his face. I'm like, you're doing a good job, Pedro Pascal. I really enjoyed that performance. And, oh my god, like, I'm not saying the whole thing is a cliche, but wow, does Ben Affleck have the crosshairs on him the whole time.
Yep.
Like, don't you, like, they spend no effort at all introducing you to anyone else's family or living situation at all. Like,
he drinks a 6-pack of Bud before picking up his daughter in his car.
In his car! I know! Oh, God,
So
like, he can't...
You know he's terminally broken.
Yeah, like, Charlie Hunnam still works with the, like, coaching people in the military. Charlie Hunnam's buddy is an MMA fighter. And then, you know, who the hell knows what Pedro Pascal's up to? Like, he can't get it work because he's a pilot, but he's also a cokehead. Like,
yeah.
We don't get any real look into these guys' lives, but then we just get like one or two lines about their lives and a little tiny vignette about them. But then we get, with Ben Affleck, scene after scene of his sad, sad life. And how he just wants to do right by his kids, but he can't manage it. You know, because he just doesn't fit into this world anymore.
Well, beyond the fact, like...
I'm like, never has a character more had crosshairs over them. This guy's so obviously getting killed. But you were saying?
Yeah, well, that's just it. You might as well have been like, well, I'm a damaged military vet and I'm going to die.
It's his entire character. Like, there's no arc to his character. It's the entire point of his character. Although, I will say, even he does an okay job just as a performance. Because even though there's nothing really too, because he does have the arc that not many of them have of being like, I don't want to go back to this is dangerous, then feeling more in his element, then getting too desperate and greedy, which ends up getting him killed. So it's like, he, unlike the rest of them, actually does have a full arc, right?
And I can be very sympathetic towards that, because, I mean, in January, I got behind a gun again.
Yeah. And,
oh, man.
It felt good to be back behind the gun again?
Yeah. I stayed out there in probably -5, -10 degrees centigrade for 3 straight hours. Prone, not moving, just shooting. And I was happy as a clam.
It's a lifestyle that hooks people. Like, I get it. Like, I get how this lifestyle just hooks people. You know? It's a whole world, right? I understand where you're coming from. I'm not a shooting person, but I understand the allure. So, do you want to get up to the... do you want to go up and get the stuff off of... there's some secret stuff up there or something?
Yeah, hold on. I've got some enemy contact.
Oh, where are they?
They're all hoofing it towards the vantage point, unfortunately.
Okay. I'm on top of the roof, trying to see if I can get an angle on. Oh, there he is.
Yep.
One. Oh, damn it. Missed the second one. Sorry.
Anyways, so going back to this, yeah, I can understand how it's a lifestyle, and yeah, it feels good to the point where, you know,
You're risking everything for it. Again, like, people need to go back to this. And I will say that, like, something that always bothers me in movies, because, oh, nice work.
thank you.
In movies, they're like, I just got to get more of the money. I'm like, dude, when you have $15 million, right? Like, you're just a guy who works for a living, right? And so if someone said, you can have $15 million, or you can risk all of our lives, and in fact, he does get killed for it, for a chance to have $50 million. I don't know that I would risk my life for that extra $35 million. Like, we're out and clear with $75 million. And it's like, no, let's get so much more money. Like,
I have to admit, it is tempting.
You understand? Okay. Whereas for me, maybe I have small dreams, but it's like, if you could tell me I could safely have $15 million or risk my life for $50 million, I'd be like, 15, thanks. That's more than enough money to last
split it
a
five
whole
ways,
family.
you'd have $3 million.
No. They were there to steal $75 million. And
Right.
when they find out what's in there, they walk away. I was talking per person. They go in to steal $75 million, which is 15 per person. They walk out with $250 million. Right? And so that is the big twist. So it's not $3 million per person. It's 15 per person. Oh, that was close. Whew.
I mean, I'm down with the ambition,
Yeah.
but of all the shit on their helicopter, like, that's one of those things, the helicopter scene where they're like, oh, we're too heavy. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Of all the things we have here, do you know what will help us the least?
Throwing out the money. I know. Like,
Yeah.
dude, like, start throwing out chairs. Start throwing out equipment. Like, do you need all these
Chairs.
extra packs?
What-
Chairs.
What about
Like,
the guns? Because I'm
Get
just
rid
going
of
to
the
point this
guns.
out. South America is very much full of guns. A.
yeah.
B. If you're caught with those guns by the
You're-
authorities,
You're in a lot of trouble.
you
Well-
not only lose all your money,
Yes.
you go to fuck me in the ass prison for the rest of your
Yeah,
very
it's-
short, very
It's
miserable
bad.
lives.
Well, especially because they stole it from drug dealers. Well, and the weird part is, it's like, when they start... I mean, and I know that it's Treasure of the Sierra. Okay, we have to tag the correct officer. I didn't listen to the stats at all about how we were supposed to figure out who the officer was.
All right,
Did
tag
you?
them.
No, we have to tag the correct officer. We have to figure out who it is.
Oh, I forgot which one. Oh, shit.
Yeah, is there info we can check? A mission briefing? Informant, search his offices to get more information. Did we search the office?
I believe I did.
Okay, so go through the briefing files and see if there's information about the officers that can...
All right, I don't know how to do that.
Okay, hold
So-
on. M, and then, M, and then go to the question mark. Press
Here's
M
an
to go to
idea.
the map.
Damn it!
I told you! Like, they actually make you work for this. Don't worry, there was a checkpoint, so we're fine. But
Okay.
yeah.
Because
Yes, I do
my
wanna
plan
re-
was to grenade them all. I'm
I
just like,
love your plan. I am fully on board for your plan. But, you know, come on. Alright, I'll just climb the map. Alright, so what you do is you press M, you go to the magnifying glass, you look through the files. So, no one dares criticize Valen. Okay, general not terribly good. We're okay. Can't believe how brazen the enemy is becoming. Turn up behind our lines. One was killed. Lucky prevent. Okay, that's not it. Close to the construction. Okay, well, how do we know which is the right guy? No? Okay. We've only got 3 files, and none of them have anything to do with which guy we're looking for. Also, for some reason, I can't climb this ladder. You want to try climbing the ladder?
Sure.
Is it not working?
Yep.
Oh,
no,
no, it worked for you. All right. Yeah, the ladder prompt wasn't coming up for me. Okay. Oh, the thing thought I was already up the ladder. That's weird. Yeah, so it really bothers me, like, maybe just, and I guess they're doing their Treasure of the Sierra Madre thing, but it's like, Treasure of the Sierra Madre, there was a question about whether they were going to get out with enough money, like, any money at all, or whether they were going to come out, oh, wait, am I getting a bio? Weapon officer, alert. Oh, okay. They just let me tag the correct. As long as you tag them all, they'll just tell you which is the right one. So we have to stalk him, let him grab the intel, and then shoot him. Okay.
Okay.
So don't get seen is the message. All right. Whereas here, I guess it's just I want to be on board with characters in a situation like this because they go to such trouble of they're only killing a bad guy, blah 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 blah, right? And they want to go out of their way not to kill innocent bystanders. And I think that's wonderful. I think that's great.
Well,
and
there's
then
also the fact that they go out of their way not to kill anyone, even the hired goons, even though these Sicarios are pretty much
they're the worst
scum of the earth. Yeah.
We can't kill the hired goons. Really? The hired goons you just saw executing people with bags over their heads 5 minutes ago? Like, come on.
Beyond that.
I'm not so worried about these guys.
Beyond that, the fact that anyone with any knowledge of South America or Mexico today can say, Sicarios? Okay.
Yeah. It's fine.
These are people that you shouldn't feel bad if they spontaneously catch fire and burn to death very, very slowly.
No, if they were all burned to the ground, it's fine. It's like, well, I saw Narcos. I get it.
Yeah, it's
these guys have got to go.
Yep.
Yeah, I completely understand that, right? All right, so what are we doing? So, okay, someone has spotted me.
Kill the officer and retrieve
No,
the
don't
intel.
shoot him yet. Make his death look like an accident? What?
How can we do that?
Man? I think he might have spotted you.
Oh, yep. Someone spotted
well,
me.
I'm just going to go machine gun the officer. You try to keep your head down. I'm going to go machine gun the officer and take the intel. Yeah, he's so dead. And I've got the intel. And now there's a tank! Because of course there's a tank.
This, of course.
You didn't happen to grab a Panzer Shrek at some point, did you?
Nope, but I iced that officer. I'm gonna ice...
I was trying to kill his backup, but the MP40 is apparently garbage at even 10 feet distance. I have no idea who's shooting me, but I'm getting torn apart here. Yeah, apparently there were 800 guys since then. But you're right, like, it's weird, because it's like, how do you feel bad about these guys getting killed? Okay, you can feel bad about the teenagers in the Peruvian village who they stick a gun in their hand and say, go look for these gringos.
Yeah.
You can feel bad for those guys, but all of the guys who are actually
the
working
option
as
of feeling
guards,
bad. Personally, I didn't, but...
Okay. But you have at least the option of feeling bad.
Yes.
It's like, these guys don't have an easy life. Guys in pickup trucks show up with some cash and guns and say, be on the lookout for scumbag gringos. I don't know what I would do in that situation, and I don't know if I deserve to get killed for doing the wrong thing in that situation. Like, I get where they're coming from and not wanting to kill that guy.
Yeah.
All right. And in fact, go as easy as possible on them. And there is the interesting, the one point of drama in the big final chase scene is they could get away pretty easily if they just machine gunned all of these people. And they're trying to not... Damn it! All right, so yeah, maybe we should try to be quieter about this.
Yes. But
there are a lot of dudes. And so I think that plays. I think that ending does play. All right, you have to go up to the point, because if I go up there, it doesn't count, because it's your game. That's what was happening last time. So yeah, I think that does play just dramatically, and so that is one thing I enjoyed, that like them trying to do that. But at the same time, you got the characters doing that, but they're also all only in this trouble because they were trying to save, to take $250 million instead of just $75 million.
Personally, I don't have the moving parts to be like, oh, I feel bad for these teenagers with AKs. I'm like, well, you took the queen chilling.
I mean, I get
Too
it. I
bad,
get
so
your
sad.
point. It's
Honestly,
true. I mean,
Triple
yeah.
Frontier plays out like someone jammed about 8 episodes of the unit together and was like, oh, wait, this is the movie.
It is very similar. I'm not gonna lie. So just as okay, from a technical standpoint, these guys obviously all go and they do the training for the movies. How do they look?
They actually don't look too bad. Pedro Pascal is probably the best of the bunch.
Yeah. I was gonna ask about Pedro because he looks like really great doing that stuff.
Yep.
Like doing the clearing, doing the moving. Like I really feel like he's down with this stuff in a way that maybe the other ones aren't as much.
Ben Affleck is a dyed-in-the-wool commie, so
Jesus.
yeah, he looks the most stilted, the most out of it.
Yeah.
Putnam looks pretty good. Pascal looks the best, far and away.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
And although you got to say that does work for what do you call it for Ben Affleck's character, that he is that he has gone to seed, that he is no longer that he is now the kind of guy who gets drunk in his ex-wife's garage before going to pick up his daughter, drop his daughter off
afternoon.
at 2 in the afternoon after failing to show someone a house.
Yeah.
So yeah, it almost kind of makes sense that he is the guy who is least there for the character he's playing. But yeah, so just as a question of the realism of their moves, of how they make it look, you felt it looked pretty good?
I felt it looked pretty good, and the fact that just like, oh yeah, someone gets hit, it's lights out, or someone gets hit and it's not.
Yeah, because one of them gets shot once mildly.
Yeah,
one of them gets shots through the side.
It's a side shot.
It doesn't seem to have hit his intestines, and that's really what you have to worry about in that situation.
Well, even
right?
then, you got days.
Oh, okay. But that being said, they spend, and the film kind of glosses over the fact that they spend 5 days walking up and down that mountain.
It's fine.
You think he'd be fine, but it's just weird how the thing kind of glosses
would be fine exactly,
over
but he's definitely not
in the kind of danger. Yeah.
He's not on death's doorstep by any means.
Okay.
Just,
so it's believable that he could cross a mountain with that wound.
I'm not a high altitude specialist, but I can definitely say that, non-confirmed.
It's been done.
Like the worst case scenario would be a kidney hit.
Right.
And in that case, he would have died quite a bit faster. But
okay. So we can assume that the bullet did not hit none of the internal organs, and he's largely fine.
Yeah, he's largely fine. He just has a nasty, really painful wound.
Oh, Jesus. Well, then you extra worry about him walking over that mountain. Oh, that poor donkey. That poor donkey.
Donkeys.
Oh, that poor donkey. Oh. Although those poor... And it's this weird part where it's like, and I know you're not going to feel about this the way I or the characters in the movie do, but it's like, those poor cocaine farmers, all they wanted to do was just live on their Peruvian mountain and farm cocaine. And a bunch of guys with guns had to crash out of the sky.
Personally, if I were them, I would have been like, yeah, okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Pay me, let's move on. I'm not going to try and roll these guys.
Yeah, it was probably a mistake, because when you see 5 guys show up with assault rifles...
Assault rifles, body armor, yeah.
Oh, and they were in a military helicopter that just crashed? You know what, these guys probably have something of their own going on that we should just stay out of.
These guys probably know a fair bit about violence.
I know. And we are just mountain cocaine farmers.
Maybe, just maybe, pulling a knife on these guys is a bad idea.
Yeah, well, a couple of them had guns too, so there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. It was just, tactically speaking, you kind of have to not feel bad for people who are that self-destructively stupid.
Yes.
And the weird part is, there's this moment in the movie that I didn't understand at all, and then I realized, oh, it's setting up for this ending line, this ending moment, this ending line. But I didn't understand it all, because they're like, all right, well, we just need to put a couple of $1 million in our backpacks and get Ben Affleck's body down the mountain, because we're not going to be able to sneak $200 million past a cordon of guards to the beach without killing all of the guards, which we're not prepared to do, right?
No, which one of us isn't prepared to do.
Well, yes, which one? Well, no, but he talks the other ones into it. Like, the other ones are a little nervous about, yeah. But anyway, only one of them really wants to shoot all of the guards. It's only Oscar Isaac who wants to really shoot all of the guards and go straight through. Actually, I would like to find out more about what was to find out what's going.
Do you have the Shrek?
Well, I do not have the Panzer Shrek. I'm still looking for it. Is it?
Okay.
Is there a star where it is, or do we just have to find it? I remember it was like in a tower in the middle, because I killed a Panzer Shrek guy, and then there was a second Panzer Shrek on the ground next to where I killed him. So there were like,
well, there's
two
a Panzer IV
Shreks
here, so as an option.
Yeah, no, the Panzer Shrek's the best way. We don't want to have to do that little whole sniping the... okay, you're here. So it wasn't up here. We don't have to do the whole sniping the gas tank thing. That is just such an ordeal. All right, let me go look for the Shrek, and then we'll try and if we can't, we'll take it out by one of us being on one side, one of us being the other. So whichever way the tank turns, we got it.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, like, I would have liked to know a little more what was going on with Oscar Isaac, because he's so desperate for money. You know? Like, he, more than any of them, is so desperate for the money.
He's desperate to make this work. And
Yeah,
it kind of reminds me of the, have you heard the founding story of Video Games Live?
No.
Okay. So Tommy Tallarico, who's a guy who worked on a number of video game soundtracks.
No, I'm familiar with Tommy Tallarico. Yeah.
Like, oh, well, I want to do a live show. I don't have
Right.
any rights, I don't have anyone, and I don't have a venue.
Okay.
Naturally, kind of concerning.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's like, oh, well, he walks into Sony and says, oh, well, I booked the Hollywood Bowl. I need your rights to play your music.
Oh my god.
He had not, in fact, booked the Hollywood Bowl.
Ah.
He's they're like, oh, in that case, yeah, sure. Here's the rights.
Oh my
You're well known in the
God.
industry.
Okay, so yeah, just go for it. Just start the plan happening, and then assume it'll go great from there.
That's kind of it. And then he
Oh.
ends up. Oh shit! I'm getting hammered by some weirdo. So he ends up going to Nintendo and being like, "Oh well, Sony's in my show. Are you
Yeah.
sure you don't want to be in?"
Oh my god, seriously?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay, so
And
yeah.
that's how he
I mean,
got,
and that is the psychology of how these guys work. Make it a fait accompli. It was in the tower in the middle of where the tank patrols. That actually makes perfect sense, but I did not see that coming.
Oh, wait, I see him.
I'm right in the middle here, kind of hiding out from a tank.
It's one of the actual snipe. Oh shit! No, he's got friends.
Okay, could you run away from there?
Yeah.
Because
I'm
the
doing my
tank
best.
is focusing on you, so I can hammer it now. I think it's dead.
Deuces.
Yep, it's down. It's down. Tank's down. It was distracted by all your gunfighting. So if you can survive, we can get out of here. Like, just don't worry about those guys. Run to me. Run to me. And so, yeah, the moment I was thought was so strange, I'm like, they throw... So they... Oh, damn it. All right, I'm going to try and help. Wish me luck.
There's 3 guys and a elite sniper.
Okay, that's a bad situation for me to be running into.
That's...
Did you kill any of them with your pistol?
No, they're probably 150, 175 out.
Ah, damn it. How?
He's on top of the guardrails of that little building.
All right, I shot out 2 guys' legs, so
Yep.
I
Just
kind of see you. All right,
Yeah.
where's the sniper? Is he
just
behind
fix
me?
it.
Is he in front of
15,
me?
14.
You know what? I'll just save you, and then we'll worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay, we got this. Oh, I see him. Yeah, I see him. Damn it.
Fuck you.
Nice work. Let's get the hell out of here. So anyway, they're like, all right, let's just throw the money down this ravine. Now nobody will find it ever. And I'm like, you know, you can just come back for the money later.
Yeah, you don't have to get all of it at one thing.
Time.
That
like,
was...
The thing is, it's a really... And then there's this moment at the end where Charlie Hunnam gives him the GPS of where the money is. And I'm like, why does he have to get... Like, did they not take that down themselves? Like, even if... By the way, even if you didn't have the GPS, you know what town you picked up the boat at. And this is a really memorable, like,
Experience.
downslope of a mountain. Well, yeah, but I'm saying, like, just the visual downslope of that mountain is a place you would not have trouble finding again from a helicopter later. It's just kind of weird that they act like, well, the money's gone forever. No, it's at the bottom of a pit, about to be covered by ice. Yeah, some of it's gonna get wrecked by mold, but most of it'll be fine for a year or two. But
Yeah.
instead, that's like the big ending kick. That, like, no, we did have it. Oh, no. I forgot about this part. I love it. So cute. Yeah. You have to destroy the Panzer IV to escape the city, but then you gotta take out some snipers before you can actually leave. It's a nice scene. And it's the guy you rescued from last time. Nice work. I can't believe I missed that guy. Oh, he's behind a wall, dummy.
Yep.
Alright, that's embarrassing. God, I love these ghillie suits. Oh, man. But anyway, so yeah, I found that puzzling. It's like, they're acting like it's gone forever, and it's like they give all the money to... And, like, I understand giving all the money to Ben Affleck's family if you can't go... Like, if you could never go back and get the rest, it's good that his family's got the $5 million.
Yeah.
But going back and getting the rest is clearly an option.
Yeah.
And it's weird that the
Definitely.
movie even pretends that it isn't for a second. So yeah, some baffling stuff, some weird stuff in that movie, but overall, I wish there was more action. I mean, it feels more like a drama that isn't that doesn't explore its characters well enough.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
What's that?
The town, not the director's cut.
Oh, okay. Yeah, where there's just not enough room for any of this stuff to breathe.
Yep. Same thing with Kingdom of Heaven.
Oh, God, yeah. You know what? I think those are 2 good touch points to remember when you're talking about this.
Well, especially since Ben Affleck starred in and directed The Town.
Yeah, I know. By the way, how is one of the objectives make the officer's death look like an accident when in the plot of this thing, you're supposed to kill like 50 guys in in this town and then blow up a tank and then kill a bunch of snipers escaping? How does it matter if the guy's death looks like an accident?
I'm just gonna say, how is it even possible to make his death look like an accident?
I know, right?
Oh, he shot himself with a 45.
Okay.
Huh.
Oh, so ridiculous. All right, so let's wrap this up. Do you have a quiz for people to do?
Okay. What would the subject be?
If Star Trek, ideally, since this is the last time we're going to talk about Star Trek in ages and ages and ages.
Because we're both just so
We
sapped.
need to take a break.
Yeah.
We really need to take a break from Star Trek after that. After that run of episodes.
God, they're
So what have you got
awful.
for us? I know.
Okay. What is Captain Picard's sport?
Nice! Okay, good one. So be the first commenter below the video to mention that, and boom, you win a delicious prize from me, the Hidden Object Guru. That's that. Join us back here next week-ish. We're going to be talking about Barry, which is back, and we might watch another movie, because Barry's a half-hour show that's going to be airing weekly, so... Although, is The Tick coming back the same week, or is The Tick coming
The
back
Tick
the week
is coming
after?
back the same week, so it's probably going to be
Okay.
Barry and the Tick.
Yeah, we're going to be talking Barry and the Tick. We're not crazy. So join us back here for that. But until then, if you'd like to hear more from me, there's buttons coming up, questions, suggestions, go in the comment section below the video. And is there anything you want to remind people to do, Gun Wrangler?
Huh. Nope. I think we're good.
Okay. I liked that response. All right, we'll see you back here for all that. But until then, au revoir.